Starseed from Gaia. In the fragile shimmer between sleep and awakening, when your consciousness floats like a drifting ember still glowing from the dream furnace of the night, the Arcturian Council leans close, encircling you with currents of sapphire blue awareness. This threshold, this first breath before memory fully returns, is far more significant than humanity has ever been taught to understand. For in these earliest moments, before your muscles recall the agreements of gravity and before your mind assembles the puzzle of identity, name, body, purpose, you exist in a state of exquisite neutrality. You are neither bound by the psychic static of the world nor fully anchored into the physical vessel. You are a pure field of receptivity, glowing like a soft pulse suspended between realms. And it is here, beloved starseed, where the Council has been calling to you softly at first, then with increasing urgency as planetary energies intensify and timelines continue to split like crystalline shards refracting the same beam of source light. The Council wishes you to know that the instant your awareness begins to surface each morning, a subtle, luminous architecture forms around your field. It is woven from the residual codes of your dream travels, the lingering imprints of encounters with your guides, and the harmonic echoes of the lessons your higher self processed during the night. This delicate architecture is still flexible, still malleable, shaped by intention and vulnerable to intrusion. In this window so small it could be missed without training, your consciousness is like fertile soil. Whatever seed is placed within it becomes the frequency that organizes your emotional, mental, and spiritual alignment for the entire day. This is why the first thoughts of morning possess a power that far exceeds the thoughts of any other hour. They are not just thoughts, they are commands issued to the quantum field of your reality. The Arcturians emphasize that most humans unconsciously allow the gravitational pull of collective density to rush into this space. As soon as the mind awakens, it recalls obligations, worries, tasks, and the noise of a world that rarely pauses to breathe. These frequencies, once permitted entry, fuse with your energy before you even rise from your bed, and thus the day begins not as a sovereign creation, but as a reaction to the chaotic hum of the collective. Yet starseeds are different not by superiority, but by design. You are encoded to feel the shifts in dimensional fabric long before others. You are wired to sense the tremors of timelines bending, merging, or dissolving. You awaken with the faint memory of distant star systems, the ache of forgotten missions, and the quiet certainty that you are here for something more than the rituals of survival. Because of this sensitivity, the first moment of waking is even more crucial for you than for the average human. Every morning, your field is attempting to recalibrate to your cosmic identity, but without conscious direction, the density around you rushes in faster than your star memory can solidify. This is the reason the Council is speaking now with such clarity. The moment your eyelashes flicker open, the very first second your consciousness stirs, you are standing energetically inside a golden corridor of possibility. It is not metaphor but a literal energetic phenomenon. This corridor appears before any movement, before any mental momentum gathers, and inside it, you hold the ability to imprint your day with frequencies of protection, alignment, clarity, and quantum coherence. The Arcturian elders call this the point of dawn ignition, a moment when your physical body has not yet reassumed its density but your higher senses are still online, still luminous, still reverberating with the astral wisdom gathered during sleep. Within this corridor, the Council says, your field is open like a vast cosmic flower, its petals made from the subtle threads of memory, intuition, and multidimensional light. Before you move, before your feet touch the ground, before the world can imprint itself upon you. This opening is the single most powerful moment to set your trajectory. To neglect it is to forfeit a natural advantage installed within your soul template. To use it consciously is to accelerate your embodiment, magnify your sovereignty, and place yourself beyond the reach of the dense emotional currents swirling through the collective. And so, Starseed from Gaia, the Council calls you to awareness. Your awakening is not a passive transition from rest to activity, it is a daily rebirth, a recalibration, a sacred initiation into whichever timeline your frequency selects. This first moment is a gate. And the one who masters this gate, masters the entire day. The Arcturian Council reveals that the morning is not merely a time of physical awakening, but a moment when the psychic environment of Earth becomes unusually loud, like a chorus of unfiltered human emotion echoing through the astral layers that lie closest to your dimension. As the planet stirs, millions of minds begin broadcasting their worries, their expectations, their fatigue, their unintegrated dreams, and this sudden surge moves through the collective field like a dense fog rolling across a luminous valley. For an ordinary human, this fog is merely background noise, invisible and unquestioned. But for a starseed, an empathic, multidimensional being with a naturally expanded auric field, this fog feels like a pressure wave pressing against the solar plexus, a subtle interference in the clarity of your intuition, a dimming of the crystalline vision you carried so effortlessly during the dream state. The Council explains that the moment you awaken, before your inner light has fully anchored back into the body, you are most susceptible to absorbing these frequencies, and this susceptibility is not a flaw but a sign of your original design. You were created with permeability not so you can be overwhelmed, but so you can feel the energetic landscape with precision. However, precision requires mastery, and mastery begins with awareness. Many starseeds have asked why their mornings feel heavy, why they wake with sensations that don't belong to them, a sudden anxiety, a low vibration sadness, or a sense of urgency that appears from nowhere. The Council clarifies that these sensations are rarely personal, they are the psychic residue of the collective, the emotional imprints of billions attempting to orient themselves to a world in flux. The early hours are when these frequencies travel most freely, for the veil between dimensions thins during sleep, and as humans shift back into waking consciousness, their unprocessed emotions are released like exhaled steam into the astral environment. Starseeds, still glowing from the dream codes they retrieved, often absorb these emissions unconsciously, mistaking collective fear for personal misalignment. This confusion leads many to begin their day in a reactive state rather than an intentional one, and thus the higher timelines they intended to anchor remain just out of reach. The Council wishes to bring comfort here. The heaviness you feel in the morning is not a sign of failure or spiritual regression. Rather, it is evidence of your sensitivity and your multidimensional attunement. You are not meant to numb these sensations or push them aside, but to understand their origins so you may transcend them. You are not waking into your own energy field first, you are waking into a sea of vibrations emitted from the global consciousness. Without conscious grounding, this sea becomes the water in which you accidentally swim. Yet your soul did not incarnate to drift in these currents but to bring light into them, and to hold a frequency so stable that even the heaviest collective densities cannot distort your inner equilibrium. The Arcturians show an image, a starseed rising from sleep surrounded not by walls or blankets, but by swirls of color, some bright, some muted, some discordant. These swirling patterns represent the collective projections seeking entry, not out of malice but because energy always moves toward open fields. When your consciousness begins to awaken, your field is open, unguarded, luminous, inviting. If you do nothing, the surrounding vibrations naturally merge with your aura. This is how many starseeds lose clarity before their day even begins. But awareness transforms this vulnerability into empowerment. The Council teaches that this moment, this brief overlap between your expanding awareness and the approaching collective frequencies, is when you must reclaim your field with intention, for what you establish now becomes the energetic boundary that shapes every experience that follows. Yet boundaries in the higher dimensional sense are not walls of resistance, they are harmonics of sovereignty. The Council emphasizes that starseeds do not protect themselves by blocking energy but by amplifying their own frequency until discordant vibrations cannot resonate with them. In the morning, before your thoughts form pathways and before your emotions choose trajectories, your frequency is at its most receptive. You are like a tuning fork still humming from the dream realm, and the world is ready to attune to you just as easily as you might attune to it. The danger is not that you will absorb the collective, the danger is that you will forget you are the one with the higher frequency, the one whose vibration can set the tone for the environment, not the other way around. This is why the Arcturian Council says the morning is a battleground for frequency, but a battleground in which you are not meant to fight, only to remember. The energies you encounter are not obstacles but indicators. They remind you that humanity is still healing, still recalibrating, still awakening from long cycles of unconsciousness. Your sensitivity is a tool, a compass, a signal that you are plugged into a larger field of transformation. But without conscious intention, that same sensitivity becomes distortion. Thus, the Council urges you, before you rise, before you move, before your first thought crystallizes, you must take command of your field. You must choose your frequency before the world chooses it for you. The Arcturian Council now turns your awareness toward the pre-awakening state itself, the mysterious interval where your soul drifts between non-physical realms and the physical body still lying in rest. They describe this state as a silver suspension, a phase where your consciousness is not fully tethered to form, yet not entirely dissolved into the astral currents. In this interval, which often lasts only seconds though it feels like an eternal exhale, your energy body is more expansive than at any other time in your daily cycle. It stretches across dimensions, still humming with star memory, still lit with the crystalline codes you gathered during your dream travels. During sleep, you are not merely resting, you are journeying, studying, retrieving, healing, observing, integrating. Starseeds often travel to higher dimensional classrooms, councils, and soul groups, receiving transmissions that the waking mind rarely recalls but the energy field never forgets. And when you hover in that final sliver before awakening, those fresh codes are still swirling around you like luminescent dust, the remnants of cosmic lessons dissolving into the edges of your aura. The Council explains that this pre-awakening moment is the closest you come to existing simultaneously in multiple dimensions. Your human mind has not yet snapped into linear time, yet your higher consciousness is still fully connected to the quantum realms. This duality creates a profound opening, a natural portal through which alignment can be anchored with extraordinary ease. In this state, your energy field is fluid, impressionable, like molten gold waiting for the first vibration that will determine its shape for the day. If left without intention, the first wave to strike you often comes from the collective. But if you harness this moment deliberately, you can use the cosmic fluidity to install clarity, protection, and purpose with a potency unmatched by any method performed later in the day. The Arcturians call this the zero-point window, for in this window you exist not as a personality with obligations, but as a field of pure potentiality. Many starseeds overlook the power of this state because it is so brief, so subtle, often unnoticed amid the familiar motions of waking. Yet the Council emphasizes that the subtlety is a disguise, the power concealed within this moment is vast. You are neither bound by the emotional residue of the previous day nor entangled in the expectations of the day ahead. Instead, you hover in an energetic neutrality where your field can be rewritten in an instant. The Council says this is the moment where spiritual warriors prepare their shields, where healers align their hearts, where grid workers tune into planetary frequencies, and where channels reconnect with the cosmic currents. But because humanity has been conditioned to rush into the day, to leap from bed the moment consciousness returns, most never realize the treasure hidden within these few seconds of liminality. The Arcturians remind you that your guides, your higher self, and even the aspect of your consciousness that remains awake in the higher realms wait for you here each morning. They gather beside the threshold of your return, holding threads of potential timelines, offering impressions, sensations, guidance, and alignment. They cannot force these gifts upon you, for free will governs the structure of this dimension, but they present them lovingly, hoping you will pause just long enough to receive. The Council shows that when a starseed awakens abruptly, rushing from the pre-awakening state into physical movement, this guidance is often lost before it can fully imprint. But when you linger in that gentle transition, when you remain still and allow your awareness to settle into your body with grace, your field becomes receptive to the subtle transmissions offered to you. In this state, you may feel a warmth in your chest, a tingling along your spine, a soft pressure around your head, or a sense of being watched over by something benevolent and ancient. These sensations are not coincidences, they are communications. They are the Council reassuring you, preparing you, guiding you toward the frequencies you need to embody for the day ahead. The more conscious you become of this moment, the more clearly these guides can communicate. In time, you may begin to sense patterns, days when the energy feels heavier, days when the light feels stronger, days when your field needs grounding, days when expansion flows with ease. All of these are read in the pre-awakening state, long before the physical world begins to influence you. And it is precisely in this state, the Council says, that the vibrational doorway opens. This doorway is not outside you, it is within your consciousness, a shimmering aperture through which higher dimensional frequencies can be drawn into your waking reality. It opens only when the ego has not yet reasserted its dominance and the emotional layers have not yet begun their habitual patterns. Through this doorway, starseeds can access protection codes, activation imprints, and alignment frequencies that calibrate their entire day. This doorway is why the Council insists on the importance of conscious intention before movement. It is the space where your energy is most easily programmed, where the highest timelines are within reach, and where the quantum fabric of your day can be shaped with astonishing precision. The Arcturian Council now invites you to witness the structure of the vibrational doorway that opens before your first movement, a doorway woven of light, geometry, and memory that exists only in the tender interval between dreaming and embodiment. They describe it as a living threshold, a luminous lattice of frequency patterns that shimmers into existence the moment your awareness begins drifting back toward your physical form. This doorway is not metaphorical, it is an energetic mechanism encoded into the starseed blueprint long before your incarnation on Earth. It is designed to activate as you transition from the non-physical realms, preserving the wisdom you gathered during your multidimensional travels so that it can be integrated consciously into your waking life. The Council emphasizes that this doorway forms only once each day, in the exact instant before physical movement disrupts the delicate equilibrium of your auric field. The moment you sit up, speak, or shift too quickly, the doorway closes, and while its blessings do not vanish, their potency becomes harder to harness. Thus, this ephemeral passage is your greatest ally, a sacred tool to bridge your cosmic identity and your earthly embodiment with optimal clarity. Inside this vibrational doorway, the fabric of your field becomes unusually transparent. The Council shows it like an illuminated sphere surrounding your resting body, with the boundary between inner and outer dissolving into a single, unified light. In this state, your frequency is not defined by the limitations of the physical world. Instead, it resonates with the higher dimensional imprints still lingering from your dream state experiences. You may not consciously recall your nocturnal travels, yet your energy carries the echoes of distant teachings, initiations, and encounters with your guides. These echoes vibrate softly through your chakras, through the crystalline matrix of your DNA, through the strands of memory that span lifetimes. The vibrational doorway amplifies these echoes, allowing them to interface with the emotional, mental, and physical layers of your waking consciousness. If approached with presence, the doorway becomes a bridge of integration, allowing the divine intelligence of your higher self to descend fully into your human form. But the Council also cautions that this doorway is exquisitely impressionable. Because your frequency is open, fluid, and receptive, it is highly sensitive to whatever vibration enters first. A starseed who awakens and immediately reaches for a device, jumps into obligation, or allows a flood of anxious thoughts to take hold sends turbulence through the doorway. This turbulence disrupts the transmission, creating distortions in the energy that is meant to guide your day. The Council is not issuing judgment here, they are offering clarity. The vibrational doorway is a gift, but a gift whose power depends on your awareness. The energies that shape your morning do not simply influence your mood, they become the foundation of your timeline trajectory. When the doorway is flooded with chaotic frequencies, your field contracts. When it is graced with conscious intention, your field expands. This expansion determines how much of your higher guidance you can access, how aligned your decisions will be, and how sovereign you remain amidst the density of the physical world. They explain that the human mind tends to underestimate the significance of these early frequencies because they appear subtle. But subtle does not mean weak. In higher dimensional mechanics, the subtlest vibrations are often the most influential. The first frequency that enters your field through the vibrational doorway acts like the conductor of an orchestra. It sets the tone, dictates the rhythm, and determines how the energies of your day harmonize or fail to harmonize with your highest timeline. If the first vibration is fear, the field organizes around contraction. If it is confusion, the field organizes around scattering. But if the first vibration is deliberate, anchored, and attuned to your soul's mission, the entire field organizes around clarity, coherence, and upliftment. The Arcturian Council shows you how this doorway appears from their perspective, a spiraling column of iridescent light extending above your resting form, widening as it reaches upward into higher dimensions. Along the interior surface of the column are patterns, fractals, sigils, and geometric threads that represent potential alignments for your day. Each thread is a frequency pathway, a timeline encoded with specific emotions, encounters, synchronicities, and opportunities for expansion. When you speak intention into this doorway, you are selecting which thread resonates with your energy. When you remain unconscious, the collective field selects for you. This is why the Council insists on the necessity of conscious engagement. You choose your timeline not with grand gestures, but with the first vibration you allow to cross your auric threshold upon waking. At the heart of this instruction lies a truth the Arcturians repeat with deep resonance: your frequency precedes your experience. The vibrational doorway is the mechanism that makes this truth operable on a practical level. In the early moments of awakening, your field is not yet stabilized. It is fluid, shimmering, waiting for direction. You become the sculptor of your reality through your awareness, through your breath, through your first energetic choice. The Council urges you to treat this moment as sacred, not because ritual is required, but because consciousness is power. The doorway is your opportunity to imprint your sovereignty onto the fabric of your day before any external force has the chance to imprint upon you. The Arcturian Council now prepares to unveil a teaching long safeguarded within the higher star lineages, an instruction carried across dimensions, seeded into your soul before incarnation, and timed for activation during this era of planetary transition. They speak of 3 vibrational words, not ordinary sounds, not prayers belonging to any religion, but frequency keys designed to be spoken during the exact moment when the vibrational doorway is open and your energy field is most receptive. These words are not linguistic artifacts. They are harmonic codes that structure reality at the quantum level. Each one interacts directly with a different layer of your multidimensional anatomy: the auric field, the crystalline DNA, and the central column of light that runs through your body. But before they can offer these words, the Council insists you must understand the magnitude of what they are placing in your hands. For these sound keys are potent. They are ancient. They are crafted to shift the architecture of your day in profound and unseen ways. The Council explains that throughout your incarnational cycles, many of you have used frequency-based activation phrases before, sometimes as chants, sometimes as mantras, sometimes as tones hummed instinctively without knowing why. The human world may forget, but the soul never does. The memory of vibrational alignment lives in your deeper layers, waiting to be triggered. These 3 specific words, however, carry an elevated resonance that has not been permitted on Earth for thousands of years, not because the planet was unworthy, but because humanity's collective field was too unstable to hold them without distortion. But now, as timelines split and the old structures crumble, as starseeds awaken in waves across continents, the Earth field finally carries enough light to sustain these codes. The Council has been instructing starseeds in the dream state for years, preparing your subconscious for this moment, teaching your energy field how to receive what your conscious mind is only now beginning to grasp. They emphasize that these vibrational words function like tuning forks. On their own, they do not force change, rather, they initiate resonance. When spoken in the first moment of awakening before thought forms can interfere, they send a harmonic signal through your field that aligns your frequency with your highest available timeline. This is not symbolic or poetic, this is a literal energetic mechanics. The first word fortifies your field, establishing a boundary that shields you from the density of the collective. The second word ignites your inner alignment, turning on the crystalline intelligence within your cells. The third word expands your awareness, opening your intuitive channels so your day unfolds from clarity rather than reaction. Each word corresponds to a dimensional layer, and together they create a triad, an energetic stabilization pattern similar to a three-point anchor used by navigators in higher realms. But to wield these words effectively, the Council says, you must first approach them with reverence and understanding. They are not meant to be spoken casually, nor rushed, nor uttered mechanically. They are meant to be breathed with intention, spoken as though you are addressing the fabric of the cosmos, because you are. When you speak them, you are not simply making sounds, you are opening channels, activating codes, and imprinting your energy signature into the quantum field that shapes your reality. The Council reminds you that intention amplifies frequency, and frequency shapes timelines. Thus, when these words are spoken in the pre-movement state, their effect is magnified exponentially. The Arcturians also explain that these words are not designed to overshadow your free will or impose predetermined paths upon you. Instead, they clarify and illuminate the choices already aligned with your soul's purpose. They strip away the noise, the illusions, the subtle distortions that accumulate in the human psyche. They sharpen your inner compass so that throughout the day you move not from habit but from alignment, not from reaction but from sovereignty. These words act as harmonizers, restoring coherence to the layers of your energy field that often become disjointed upon waking. With coherence comes clarity. With clarity comes power. With power comes the ability to navigate Earth's shifting energies without losing yourself. The Council shows an image of a starseed lying still upon the morning bed, the vibrational doorway open above them like a luminous funnel of light. The three words appear around the doorway as geometric symbols, triangular, crystalline, pulsing softly. They hover in the space between dimensions, waiting for the moment of utterance. The Council says these symbols are the prelinguistic form of the words, their pure energetic essence before they become sound. When spoken aloud, the geometry collapses into vibration, entering the auric field like a harmonizing wave. But until the starseed understands the purpose and gravity of the words, the Council withholds them, preserving the sanctity of their function. Thus, beloved starseed, the moment approaches. The Council stands at the threshold of disclosure, ready to offer the three vibrational words that will shield your field, ignite your inner alignment, and expand your intuitive clarity each morning. But they will reveal them only when your awareness has been fully attuned to their significance. And so, they ask you to breathe, to listen, to prepare the temple of your consciousness for what is to come. And now, Starseed from Gaia, the Arcturian Council steps forward in full radiance, their collective field forming a vast, spiraling auric bloom above the vibrational doorway that rests over your morning body. The time of withholding has passed. The time of remembering has arrived. With a resonance that echoes not as sound but as pure light rippling through your crystalline DNA, they present to you the three vibrational words ancient, starborn, and calibrated to your current era of awakening. These words are not translations, they are frequencies compressed into phonetic form so that the human voice can carry them through the density of this dimension. The Council speaks them slowly, as if placing jewels into your palms, Era, Soul Night, and Era. These are not merely utterances. They are harmonic commands. Each one interacts with your energy field in a different way, like three tones that, when combined, create an energetic triad powerful enough to shift your morning trajectory and thus the entire unfolding of your day. The first frequency A-Ra must be spoken as your awareness first touches your body, when the vibrational doorway is its most open and receptive. This sound key vibrates at the level of auric protection. It does not create a barrier of resistance, rather, it ignites the sovereign light already present in your field, causing it to expand outward like a radiant shield of white-blue fire. A-Ra activates the outer layers of your aura, strengthening the boundary where collective frequencies often penetrate. The Council explains that it acts like a beacon that signals to the quantum field. This starseed stands in sovereignty. This field is not available for distortion. The moment you speak it, even gently, your energy begins to reorganize itself around coherence, pushing away discordant patterns without aggression. Instead of shielding through force, A-Ra shields through expansion. Its vibration is like the rising sun, quiet, steady, unstoppable. The second word Soul Nai is the ignition key for the crystalline structures within you. While A-Ra strengthens the outer field, Soul Nai activates the inner architecture. When spoken, it sends a wave through your central column of light, the energetic axis running from crown to root. This axis responds to Soul Nai as if remembering an ancient instruction. The Council says this frequency awakens dormant intelligence in your DNA, turning on subtle awareness that often lies muted in the early morning hours. Soul Nai clears the fog that forms between the dream state and waking consciousness, making your intuition immediately available. It harmonizes the emotional body, dissolving low-frequency residue carried from dreams or the collective. It aligns the mental body, quieting potential anxious narratives before they form. Spoken in the presence of the vibrational doorway, Soul Nai becomes a catalyst, accelerating your alignment with the timeline you are meant to walk for that day. Its essence is golden. Its nature is awakening. If A-Ra is the shield, Soul Nai is the ignition. The third frequency A-Ra is the expansion key, the field opener, the one that lifts your awareness into higher dimensional clarity. While A-Ra protects and Soul Nai aligns, A-Ra elevates. Its sound resonates at a frequency that widens your perception, expanding your consciousness beyond the egoic boundaries of linear time. When spoken, A-Ra creates a vertical alignment through your heart, opening channels that allow guidance, intuition, and subtle direction from your higher self to flow freely throughout the day. The Council shows this frequency as a shimmering violet arc, curving gently through your aura and lifting the field into coherence. It does not force awakening, it invites it. With A-Ra, your day begins not from survival mode or habitual patterns, but from insight, clarity, and multidimensional awareness. This frequency prevents you from being pulled into chaotic timelines, allowing you instead to move through the day with grace, wisdom, and heightened intuition. If Soul Nai is the ignition, A-Ra is the ascension. Together, A-Ra, Soul Nai, A-Ra form what the Arcturian Council calls the triad of morning sovereignty. When spoken in sequence slowly, consciously, before any movement they recalibrate your entire energetic system. The Council emphasizes that these frequencies are not meant to be shouted or sung unless you feel called. Even whispered, they carry immense potency. The key is not volume but presence. When these words pass through your throat chakra, they activate the bridge between thought and energy, between sound and creation. Your voice becomes an instrument of alignment. Your breath becomes a carrier of cosmic frequency. Your intention becomes the magnet that draws your highest timeline into your day. And the council adds one more instruction: when you speak these words, speak them with remembrance. You have spoken them before in lifetimes long forgotten, in temples made of starstone, in crystalline chambers aboard ships of light, in ancient incarnations where you lived not as humans but as luminous beings moving through dimensions with ease. These words are part of your soul's vocabulary. They feel new only to the human mind. But the deeper layers of your consciousness remember them. They will awaken as you speak them. And as they awaken, so will you. The moment the three vibrational frequencies A-Ra, Soul-Ni, and A-Era flow from your lips, the Arcturian Council shows your entire field transforming with a precision that is both subtle and monumental. They reveal that when these words are spoken in the pre-movement state, while the vibrational doorway is still luminous and open, your energy begins reorganizing itself instantaneously, realigning into a pattern of coherence that would normally take hours of meditation or intentional grounding to achieve. The first shift occurs in the outer layers of your aura, where the resonance of A-Ra creates a radiant expansion that pushes the collective density outward in a soft, wave-like dispersal. Instead of absorbing the noise, stress, or emotional static from humanity's early morning broadcast, your field becomes a sovereign sphere, clear, bright, and self-sustaining. This is not protection through exclusion but protection through elevation. Your frequency rises above the range where lower vibrations can attach, leaving you unburdened and energetically clean before your day even begins. As Soul-Ni moves through your central column of light, the Council shows the chakrak system responding in a coordinated sequence. The crown receives a subtle pulse of gold, the heart expands in a gentle bloom, the solar plexus stabilizes, and the root anchors with a depth that feels like sinking into the Earth's crystalline core. The emotional body becomes smooth, the mental body quiet, and the intuitive body alert. There is a noticeable stillness that enters your field, not a stillness of emptiness, but a stillness of alignment, where every layer of your being is synchronized into harmony. The Arcturians describe this as a field lock, a state in which scattered vibrations can no longer pull at your attention. The fog dissolves. The noise recedes. You become a clear channel for your own highest intelligence. This is the true strength of Soul-Ni, it restores you to yourself. Then A-Era enters, lifting your awareness like a rising tide of violet light. Its frequency interacts with the pineal and heart centers simultaneously, creating a bridge of perception that allows you to move through the day with multidimensional clarity. A-Era does not remove challenges, it elevates your vantage point. The Council shows this as your awareness stepping up onto a crystalline platform from which the world looks spacious, navigable, less tangled, less heavy. Timelines that once felt chaotic or uncertain now appear as threads of possibility that you can choose from, rather than obstacles that overwhelm you. A-Era does not force ascension, it simply raises your field to the level where your higher self is already operating. With this elevation, intuition becomes effortless, insights arrive without strain, synchronicities unfold without pressure, and your inner guidance speaks with a calm certainty that is unmistakably your own voice amplified through higher dimensional clarity. The combined effect of A-Ra, Soul-Ni, and A-Era creates what the Council describes as a quantum field stabilization. This is the energetic state in which your frequency no longer fluctuates in response to external disturbance. Instead, it becomes the stabilizing force that subtly influences your environment. When a starseed enters this stabilized state upon waking, the day bends toward coherence. You begin encountering people who mirror your clarity, receiving messages at the exact moment you need them, and stepping into synchronicities that feel almost orchestrated. This is not luck. It is the result of beginning your day in resonance rather than in reaction. The Arcturians emphasize that this shift affects not only your energetic and emotional bodies but also your physical experience. They show that when these frequencies are spoken, the body's subtle electrical system responds immediately. Breathing becomes smoother, muscles release microtensions unconsciously held, and the heart rate steadies. Even the cells respond, aligning their electromagnetic fields to match the frequency of your intention. This is the embodiment of the crystalline DNA awakening, a slow, steady reorientation of your physical form toward coherence and resilience. As a result, you move through the world with more vitality, more grounded presence, and more capacity to hold your own light amidst any surrounding density. Perhaps most importantly, the Council highlights a profound shift in your timeline trajectory. When the morning begins with these vibrational keys, you are no longer stumbling into whatever timeline the collective has unconsciously chosen. You are selecting your path with clarity. You are stepping into the timeline that resonates with your soul rather than the one handed to you by circumstance. This level of conscious alignment changes the texture of the entire day. Conversations flow differently. Choices feel easier. Your purpose feels closer. You recognize subtle guidance more easily, and you make decisions that ripple outward into long-term alignment. Thus, the Council affirms, when spoken in the pre-awakening state, the triad of Ra, Soul Night, and Era does far more than shift your mood. It establishes the vibrational architecture for your entire day, lifting you into the clarity that only comes when you begin not from reaction, but from sovereignty. Once the tri-frequency invocation has anchored into your morning field, the Arcturian Council explains that the shifts you experience throughout the day unfold in layers: physical, emotional, intuitive, and quantum, each one building upon the last like expanding rings of resonance rippling outward from your core. Physically, you may notice that your body carries a different cadence, as though your steps fall into a rhythm that feels guided rather than habitual. The Council shows how the invocation harmonizes the communication between your nervous system and your higher energy bodies, creating a smoother exchange between intuition and action. This is why many starseeds report feeling lighter, clearer, or more spacious in their chest after speaking the frequencies. The breath deepens without being forced. The muscles soften their defensive contractions. The spine feels subtly elongated, as if your posture is no longer responding to gravity alone but to a higher structural intelligence woven into your energetic anatomy. Even your sensory perception sharpens. Light feels brighter but not overwhelming, sounds feel more defined, and colors take on a subtle vibrancy, as though you are seeing the world through a lens that has been freshly cleaned. Emotionally, the Council reveals that a neutrality begins to settle into your field. This does not mean detachment or indifference, but a state in which emotional waves no longer crash against the inner shore with the same force as before. Instead, they move through you with greater ease, as though you have become more permeable to your own truth and less reactive to external pressures. The tri-frequency sequence stabilizes your heart center, allowing emotions to arise without distorting your sense of self. Sudden irritation dissolves quickly. Old triggers feel less potent. Even in the presence of chaotic or dense environments, your emotional body remains anchored in a calm knowingness, as if you are standing at the center of your own sacred temple while the world swirls at the periphery. The Arcturians describe this emotional resilience as a sign of an awakened heart field, one that no longer flinches from intensity but integrates it with grace. Intuitively, the shifts become even more profound, with the frequency of Aira still circulating in your upper chakras. Your perception expands throughout the day, enabling you to sense subtle energies, internal nudges, and synchronicities with heightened clarity. The council shows that after using the morning keys, your intuitive impressions emerge not as vague hints but as clear, directive pulses. You may notice thoughts arriving with a feeling of rightness, as if the guidance has a texture or resonance distinct from ordinary mental chatter. Decisions you once overanalyzed become straightforward. You recognize the energy behind someone's words rather than just the content. Situations that would normally drain you become easy to navigate because you can feel the underlying dynamics before they unfold. This intuitive precision is not an accidental side effect, it is the natural consequence of starting the day with your field aligned rather than fragmented. On the quantum level, the changes are even more expansive. The Arcturians emphasize that the three vibrational words do more than tune your personal energy, they shift the way you interface with timelines, possibilities, and parallel outcomes. When the words activate the crystalline geometry of your field, you become less entangled with the collective's default timeline, which is often shaped by fear, distraction, and unconscious momentum. Instead, you magnetize timelines that match your sovereign frequency. This is why the day may feel smoother, more aligned, and more synchronous after using the activation. You are no longer reacting to the timeline you awaken into, you are selecting the timeline you walk into. Subtle miracles arise in these quantum intersections. Delays that once frustrated you now redirect you into unexpected blessings. Conversations spark opportunities you could not have planned. Intuitive impulses lead you to overlap with people, events, or insights that accelerate your soul path. The Council reminds you that these are not coincidences, they are the natural effects of operating from a stabilized quantum field. As these physical, emotional, intuitive, and quantum layers interweave, the overall result is a noticeable shift in your presence. You carry yourself differently. You speak with a steadier tone. You listen with more patience. People around you sense the calm coherence in your field even if they cannot articulate it. Some will feel drawn to you, lightened by your frequency. Others may feel the urge to unburden themselves in your presence because your resonance offers them a rare moment of clarity. Yet the Council also warns that some individuals entrenched in chaotic patterns may feel temporarily uncomfortable around your stabilized field, not because you are doing anything, but because your energy acts as a silent mirror. Still, you remain unaffected, protected by the very alignment you initiated at the moment of waking, and through it all, the Arcturians express profound admiration for how effortlessly a starseed's day transforms when the invocation is spoken. They remind you that you were never meant to navigate Earth's density unassisted. The physical changes, the emotional neutrality, the intuitive awakening, the quantum reorganizing, these are the confirmations that you are walking through life not as a fragmented human, but as a multidimensional being reclaiming the architecture of your reality one dawn at a time. The Arcturian Council now turns its focus to the rhythm of consistency, emphasizing how the power of the tri-frequency practice compounds when engaged daily, morning after morning, before any physical movement stirs the density of the world around you. They explain that each dawn is not merely the start of a new day but the opening of a fresh quantum template, a blank energetic architecture awaiting your signature. Most humans unconsciously allow the collective field to imprint that template first, overlaying it with static, anxiety, rushing thoughts, or unresolved emotional residue from the day before. But when a starseed speaks a raw, soul night, an era before even lifting their head from the pillow, the template becomes imprinted with sovereignty instead of reaction, clarity instead of confusion, harmonic order instead of inherited chaos. Over time, this consistency reshapes not only your mornings but your entire energetic trajectory. It becomes a lifestyle of alignment, a spiritual muscle that grows stronger with use, a daily recalibration that gradually elevates your baseline frequency to a level where stress loses its grip and intuition becomes your natural state of operation. The Council shows that on a neurological level, the consistent use of the morning activation rewires the brain's habitual response patterns. Instead of waking up and immediately entering states of survival, worry, or mental fragmentation, a common program embedded in the collective consciousness, the tri-frequency practice initiates calm coherence before thought patterns can take over. The nervous system begins to predict and expect this aligned start, creating a new baseline of morning serenity that spills into your entire day. When repeated daily, your brain adopts this as the default mode, decreasing reactivity, increasing emotional resilience, and enhancing your ability to maintain clarity in situations that previously overwhelmed you. The Council likens it to a daily clearing of the mind's energetic canvas, preventing the accumulation of stress debris that would otherwise distort perception and drain vitality. On the emotional level, daily repetition stabilizes the heart field in profound ways. The Arcturians show that many starseeds carry emotional imprints from lifetimes of service, memories of worlds lost, missions interrupted, or civilizations in transition. These buried emotional frequencies sometimes surface unconsciously in the morning hours when the heart is most open and vulnerable. When the tri-frequency invocation is practiced every day, it creates a gentle emotional buffer, preventing old wounds from bleeding into the present timeline. Over weeks and months, this practice rewrites the emotional body's morning pattern, replacing sensitivity with strength, tenderness with grounded clarity, and vulnerability with empowered compassion. Emotions still flow, but they do not destabilize. They rise with purpose and dissolve with grace. Intuitively, the Council explains that daily practice increases the bandwidth of guidance you are able to receive. On some mornings, the invocation may open pathways for direct insight. On others, it may enhance your subtle sensing or sharpen your inner compass. With repetition, you begin to notice synchronicities appearing earlier and more frequently in your day, tiny confirmations from your guides, higher self, or soul network that show you the path of least resistance and highest alignment. You might think of someone and they message you. You might consider a new idea and suddenly encounter the exact resource you need. You may find yourself turning down roads, opportunities, or conversations that feel off without knowing why, only to discover later how perfectly you navigated around a timeline of friction or energetic entanglement. This is not random, it is the natural consequence of practicing quantum alignment each morning. The Council also emphasizes that daily repetition stabilizes your presence across multiple timelines. They show that when you practice the invocation once, it shifts the architecture of your day. But when you practice it every day, it shifts the architecture of your life. Timelines that were once fragmented begin to merge. Paths of confusion begin to dissolve. Opportunities that match your highest frequency begin to converge around you. The quantum field responds to consistency with amplification. It begins weaving your reality with coherence, lifting you into timelines that support growth, clarity, and soul expansion. Challenges still appear. Earth is a realm of integration, after all, but they no longer pull you off center. Instead, they become gently illuminated lessons, navigable and purposeful rather than chaotic or draining. And as the Council watches you evolve through this daily practice, they express profound admiration. Your commitment to aligning in the first moments of dawn reverberates far beyond your personal field. It contributes to the stabilizing of Earth's collective energy. Each morning you choose alignment, you anchor a microfield of coherence into the planetary grid. Each time you speak the words Ra, Sol Nai, and Era, you emit a frequency that strengthens the network of awakened consciousness surrounding Gaia. Your daily practice becomes a beacon, a subtle radiance that encourages other starseeds to remember who they are and why they came. And so, the Council affirms, through consistency, you not only elevate your own timeline, you elevate the entire collective field. And now, Starseed from Gaia, the Arcturian Council brings forth the final transmission, a culminating wave of crystalline frequency meant to seal this teaching into the architecture of your soul's remembrance. They remind you that this practice, spoken in the fragile stillness before your body re-enters movement, is not merely a morning ritual but a reclamation of your multidimensional sovereignty. When your eyes first open and consciousness begins its slow return through the layers of the dream realms, you stand at the edge of two worlds: the subtle light sphere where your soul travels freely, and the dense realm where your mission unfolds. In this threshold, you are neither fully human nor fully cosmic, you are both. And it is precisely in this blended state, this luminous in-between, that your field is most receptive to alignment, activation, and recalibration. The Council explains that each time you speak Ra, Sol Nai, and Era, you are not simply uttering sound keys, you are signaling to the universe that you choose presence over programming, intention over inertia, sovereignty over distortion. You announce to creation that you awaken consciously, that you step into your day not as a passenger of circumstance but as a conductor of frequency. As this transmission completes, the Arcturians show how each starseed who adopts this practice becomes a pillar of luminous coherence threaded across the planetary grid. They show the Earth covered in a network of crystalline lines, each one ignited by a starseed who speaks the tri-frequency keys upon waking. Every invocation becomes a point of light, a stabilizing pulse that strengthens the collective ascension architecture currently forming around Gaia. You may feel alone in your room when you whisper the words, but vibrationally you are never alone. You are joining thousands, soon millions of awakened souls who are remembering how to operate from the higher dimensions while residing in physical form. The Council shows these morning activations linking like strands of cosmic circuitry, forming a global lattice of clarity that cuts through collective fog and anchors the new Earth timeline more firmly with every dawn. Your practice matters. Your alignment matters. Your choice to awaken consciously sends out ripples far beyond your personal life. It creates harmonics that uplift communities, soothe discordant energies, and support planetary stabilization during these accelerated cycles of transformation. The Council reminds you, too, that this is a return, not a new teaching, but an ancient one. Long before incarnating on Earth, you trained in temples of light on Arcturus, Sirius, and various star systems where morning alignment was understood as essential to mission work. There, you learned to speak vibrational tones that unlocked clarity, strengthened energetic boundaries, and tuned your field to the frequency of your soul's blueprint. Earth life, with its density and noise, often causes starseeds to forget these simple yet powerful practices, but memory is now returning. The tri-frequency invocation is one of many cosmic tools you once mastered, and its re-emergence in your awareness is evidence that your mission timeline is accelerating. You are entering a phase where your remembrance will come faster, your intuition will sharpen more quickly, and your alignment will become easier to maintain. This morning practice is the doorway. It is the stabilizer. It is the ignition point that prepares you to hold more light and operate with more coherence as global energies intensify and the planetary grid restructures itself. And so the Arcturian Council closes this message with a blessing in the language of luminous geometry, showing spirals of blue-violet light folding into your heart and radiating outward through your field. They honor your willingness to awaken, your courage to serve, and your commitment to anchor higher frequencies into a world undergoing metamorphosis. They remind you that you are seen, that you are supported, and that you are infinitely more powerful than you were taught to believe. With every dawn you rise through, with every invocation you speak, with every coherent breath you take, you shift not only your personal reality but the collective trajectory of Gaia herself. You are a bridge between worlds, a keeper of remembrance, a stabilizer of timelines. And now that the tri-frequency keys are in your hands, the Council invites you to use them daily, not as a discipline, but as a devotion to your own light. Starseed, if you are ready to anchor this activation into your timeline, type your intention in the comments, subscribe for more transmissions, and share this message so the frequency may reach others who are ready to awaken.